Now this is a really cool, or ultra cool brand. I think this is probably one of my favourite brands that I've seen here. This is an actual French brand. I'm going to have a chat with the guys. They're not actually here. I spoke to them a few days ago, and I've come back specially just to have a chat with them, and I absolutely love their watch. Hopefully they're going to lend me one of their watches for a review. This is a very 60s, 50s, 60s type watch. I don't know where they are. So this is the original one, and that's the new one, isn't it?
The classic one.
Yeah. So no, that's the new one, or because these are the original vintage ones, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
And so is this one. And this is an original vintage pocket watch. And this is the new one. Now they're going to start producing a quartz one as well, but they don't have that here. From talking to them earlier on, I'm not quite sure when they will have that ready, but this is such a nice, elegant dress watch. Let me show you the original ones. There's let me see. I'm okay to pick up the dial. I want to show like the curved, if I can. Oops. So if you see the way the dial curves down, a very young hands type. And it's got this really nice matte finish to it. Now the guys will tell you more about the movement when they turn up. They're actually going around looking at the rest of the stalls. We look at the original vintage. So I'm guessing this is probably about a 34mm. Looks like a lady's watch, doesn't it? And the new one, I think, must be a 40. Oh, it's no crown. So this is probably not working. But again, the guys will give me more information about the watches. I'm kind of torn between the black dial, which is that one, and the silver dial in stainless steel. It comes in this really nice box. They've got another dial there. That's the movement. Let's take it out. So I'll find out what movement it is. Great attention to detail. Now from what I remember, the guys were telling me that the watch retails for about $600, I think it's $600. So expensive, yeah, maybe, but I think if you see the watch in person, you can see the detail on the dial, and the whole watch is just beautifully well put together. I think it's well worth it. I would personally buy one of these.
So I'm Sébastien Moret, co-founder of Ultra, which is co-refounder of Ultra, which is a French watch brand from the 50s that invented the first French automatic watch in 1949, the Superautomatic, and we relaunched the brand and this iconic model 2 years ago. We manufacture in France and tried to work with as many French suppliers as we could on the components. Some of the suppliers that we're using, the hands or the crystal, for instance, are actually the same suppliers than 50 years ago. And we've been able to trace back a lot of small anecdotes about the brand that really gave us the will to restart the brand. For instance, well, first the fact that they were the first French brand to launch an automatic movement. It was an automatic device that they plug onto their manual wound movements to make them automatic, and they patented that. Even sold some pieces of just that device to Citizen in 1958 to help them launch their first automatic watch after Seiko launched theirs in 1955.
So basically you helped Citizen become Citizen.
We helped Citizen, exactly, we made Citizen who they are.
Exactly, so there you go.
And today we buy movements from Japan, so to keep the price at an affordable price point, we get our movements from Seiko and then modify the oscillator mass with plating and adorning with the logo. Everything is assembled in France, in the same village in Morteau, which is 10 minutes away from Switzerland, than it was already the case 50 years ago. The brand had its own manufacturer they had a factory as well in Besancon, which is really the cradle of the French clockmaking scene. And so the first range that we brought is the Superautomatic with 4 dial colors and a few assorted straps. And we are now launching a quartz range to be able to have a wider price range and different type of retail. And of course, online, for people who don't know the brand, is an easier access point to buy into a brand and still get part of the heritage.
So the majority of your sales are through your online website?
No, majority of our sales, because we launched with an automatic, are actually our hard retail stores.
So you actually have a physical store?
No, not our own stores, our partners.
Right.
Because it's, I guess it's, we sold at about 620 US, and people, if they, the brand used to be very famous in France, but today nobody knows about it.
Yes.
And it still is a certain price tag for people who don't know the brand, and they want to see and feel the watches.
Yeah.
So for the moment, let's say that the website is more of an online display for people to know about the brand, to get information.
Yeah. One of the hardest things is to get your name back out there in the public eye.
Yes, and although we love the name Ultra, we must admit that when you type Ultra watches, there's quite a lot of brands.
Other types of brands that come out, yes.
So that's something that we're working on with names that are more singular, like the Superautomatic, which is the original name.
Yes.
They had other actually English names in some of the models. There's a Flat Master that can give birth to future re-editions.
Yes.
So the Flat Master was a top-loading watch with a very, very flat, very flat case. And we actually, when we started to rework on this, it was already a bit over 3 years ago.
Yes.
And the whole vintage trends had not yet completely kicked in. So the first difficulty we had was to get back all those techniques of doing curved dials, doing the curved hands that went with the dials.
Yes, because the hands are actually done by hand.
They're curved by hand.
The hands are curved hands, yes.
So you need, and that's also why we work with a French company on that, because they have still the knowledge, the skills from when they were doing those hands a long time ago. And to get the perfect curve that fits in between the dial and the domed crystal, without touching a crystal or touching the dial or touching each other.
Yes.
It's really a skill.
So it truly is a handmade watch.
You could say it's a handmade watch. We of course regret that we don't have access to French-made movements the way they used to. All the vintage models from the brand that we have are still running perfectly.
Yes.
50 or 60 years after. And the information we can find on the brand is that they were very, very reliable movements, really workhorses, and we really hope to withhold that that image in the quality of the watches that we make.
So the watch you have at the moment, does it have a name, or how would anyone specify it?
This watch is part of the Superautomatic range. It has a silver sunray dial. The hands are the Dauphine hands, so very typical of the time. With applied indexes on the dial. That means that the indexes are added onto the dial and curved with the same curve of the dial, which also was something that was difficult to obtain because you need the pieces to really fit perfectly. And this is part of our new collection this year with a full metal strap, which is a mesh strap, so reminiscent of the times, with a bit of a thicker mesh that is a bit more comfortable. A lot of the meshes that are done now, you can have you might have your hair that gets stuck in it. This won't happen with this one, so it's very comfortable strap to wear, and it's cased into a box where well, the brand is still assembled in France, and we wanted to play with the French heritage without putting an Eiffel Tower on the box and being overly chauvinist. So we try to take sort of a design heritage approach, with the use of the French flag and the use of the colours, and a very natural touch with it's a linen and cotton top for the box. It comes with a 2-year warranty, and the warranty card is in stainless steel in the same color than the watch that it comes in at the moment.
I see. So if you have a gold watch, you have a gold card. And, very smart. I like that.
And we're launching a rose gold as well, so we have a rose gold card. It's just for the pleasure of the eye when you open the box to have something
that all matches. That's a really good idea.
And there is a little leaflet in the box. It comes in several languages, and the design of this was actually from the original design of a leaflet that we found on eBay. This was a booklet that was given to clockmakers to explain them how to manage the automatic movement, and so it had already this very quirky vintage sort of design, so that we took again for our leaflet because no need to change much. And so on this leaflet, there's a bit of story of the brand. There's particularly the use, for instance, of the imagery of the Citroën DS, which was in the 60s the official car of the French government, including the president. It was the president's car. And Ultra supplied watches, clocks, for the dashboard of some of the models of the Citroën DS.
Right.
So it's a link to cars that we really like. It's a really iconic car.
Yes.
We're really lucky to be associated with that car. And all the pictures that are in the leaflet are original. They're not stock photos of what the factory looked like. They're actually
the
images
pictures,
that the heir family was kind enough to let us have access to. The company Ultra was a big company in the 60s, about almost 200 workers among the two sites. It has also the picture of the original Superautomatic of 1949 next to the picture of the new version that we launched.
Is that the one that you've got in the case there?
No, we don't have one here. The one that we have is in France, with our clockmaker.
Too delicate to bring here, all the way.
Yeah. All the way, yes, to here, yes. But we'll make some exhibitions probably to bring the model in.
So the dial configurations, you've got the grey sunburst or the white sunburst. You have the black, the blue.
We have. So we have the silver sunray, we have the champagne sunray, and we have a black gold and a black silver and then assorted straps with a black croc pattern calf skin.
Yes.
We have a Nero, which is a French with a little bit of a patina leather in pitch black that's semi-matte, let's say. We have a navy blue strap as well, and we have a very nice cognac veg tan leather that really takes a very nice, more richer patina over the month, and so right now we also are launching a meshed bracelet collection with rose gold to go with the new rose gold cases that we'll have.
When will the rose gold be available?
The rose gold should be available first trimester 2018, as well as a couple of new styles that will come for the dial, with off-white, navy, sunray, green, red, to be a bit more playful, and also alongside the quartz range.
So when will the quartz range be available? And
around the same early 2018.
do you have any idea what it's going to look like? Do you?
We have quartz range. Yes, we're still at sampling stage. We're not able to get them in time for the show, but we will have a more simple box, just to be able to have more stock in the stores, less space, and with, so I was saying, navy, red, rose gold, off-white silver, off-white gold, as well as the green dial that we're still seeing on the color whether we're going to go a bit more dark this or not.
So the green dial is only going to be available in the quartz?
Well, this remains to be seen. Actually, we'll see. Depending, because the watches we try to remain affordable. The automatic is around $620 US.
Yes.
But for dials like a green dial or a red dial, if you don't already have a collection of white, silver, gold watches, it could be a bit more difficult to buy your first automatic watch in red color or green color. It's quite a commitment.
Yes, that's true.
So it's probably, I mean, we will have it available in the automatic range, but we expect probably the quartz range to be easier purchase for that kind of colors.
That's great. Well, I'll put a link through to their website in the description. So if anybody wants to check out their website, I would highly recommend you do that. And there are some beautiful watches, and you can contact them through there. Thanks for watching.
Thank you very much.